Do you think this judge
any
deserves
real
a...
relevance.
I was very concerned also in the way the case was handled, because I'm not a lawyer, Mr. Rohatgi, but I assume that if there is no Panchanama, no official seizure, no FIR, then the basic steps to be taken in any criminal investigation have not been followed. And this absence of evidence, of forensic evidence, can technically be used by the courts to say that, see, we have nothing of solid evidentiary value. Though anecdotal evidence tells us that, of course, a crime was committed, but there is nothing of evidentiary value, so we let off the judge in this case. Can they do that when there's so much public pressure?
No, Arnab, forget the public pressure. If a case has to be decided according to law, as you very rightly said, and I have voiced this concern over the last 4 days or 5 days, where is the evidence? Where are the half-burnt notes? What was the police doing? Why was there not a seizure memo? Why was not the income tax department called to take possession at least of the unburnt notes?
Yeah.
These are huge currencies. What was the police doing? The police is aware that this is the house of a judge. The first thing they have to do is to seize the material, be in touch with the Chief Justice of India or Chief Justice of the High Court. What were they doing? Next morning, there is nothing available. It's like, as I've said before, it's like a murder case without the body. The first primary evidence has gone. And this room where this is found, who knows where this room is? Nobody can identify this room. I mean, anybody can argue, any criminal lawyer worth his salt will argue that what is the proof of this video? Where is this room identified? Where is the
but then
material?
on this basis, this gentleman can get away. Are you saying Yashwant Varma can get away?
But I don't know. I mean, today the facts are unclear. And please understand, Arnab, cases are decided according to the cold letter of the law and the rules of evidence. They are not decided on public perceptions or emotions which are seen on TV. So, as I tell you, the first thing is to prove the veracity of this video. The second is to prove as to where this video was taken. The third is to prove where is the primary material gone. The fourth is what are the forensics showing whether these are notes, whether these are fake notes or note used in monopoly. Who knows? So unless you have a tight situation where links are established, I mean, it will be a criminal lawyer's delight with all these questions. God knows what is going to happen.
Yeah, the criminal lawyer will go and start poking holes here and there, but isn't there a moral liability on the court to act out here? If the court also now takes advantage of the fact, I mean, they've got the inquiry committee, can they take advantage of the fact that the police messed up, that the FIR was not filed by the... Isn't there a moral responsibility here, or does that not matter for the court?
No, not at all. It is not fair to say advantage. The court doesn't take advantage. The prosecution has to prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. That is our jurisprudence. To prove beyond reasonable doubts, these are the questions which have to be answered, which I am posing before you. If they are not able to answer, the prosecution must fail. I don't know what will happen. I am only voicing concerns because of the lapses by the investigative agency.
Because in the